Hello, my name's Tom Palmer, and I am a football author. I write children's books about football, including the Roy of the Rovers series. And the Roy of the Rovers series, and the two stars of that are Roy Race and his sister Rocky. And we'll come to them because I'm going to do a little reading from Scouted in a few minutes. But before that, I wanted to tell you I am a writer. I write books like Football Academy. I write a series like Foul Play. I also do books about football and history. So this is about real footballers who went to fight in the First World War. But I wasn't always into writing, and I certainly wasn't into reading. I struggled a lot with reading and didn't really get into reading until I read about my love of football. Anyway, I'm going to read you a short passage from Scouted, the Roy of the Rovers book, Scouted, and this is the first book in the series. And a bit of background, it's about Roy. He's a young footballer. He's got a semi-final coming up. He's really tense. He shouldn't really be training because it's the night before the game, but he's so tense and wound up. He just goes out for a jog just to try and loosen up his body and loosen up his mind as well, just to feel better. But as you'll see, it doesn't quite work out how he expected. It was supposed to be an easy run, just something to loosen up ahead of the semi-final the next day. But Roy found himself running harder and harder, ankles cracking as he hit uneven cobbles. Harder still when he was on the flat alongside the canal, almost at a sprint. It was like he wanted it to hurt. Within 7 minutes, he found himself back at Mell Park, the football stadium he adored. It was a clear night, no cloud, a full moon, the floodlights were off. Roy did one lap of the perimeter of the stadium, up through the main car park, along the fence where the training ground backed onto the main stand. The hole in the fence from last season was still there. Roy didn't hesitate, ducking in through it, making sure he didn't catch himself on the loose wires. He skirted the training pitch, a large patch of shadow leaving him invisible as he reached the corner of the north bank. Like the fence, the wooden door was old and not as secure as it needed to be. Roy pulled it so the chain was tight, then he slipped through the gap. He was in. He had Mell Park all to himself. Roy jogged to the front of the main stand. There was no lighting, but the moon cast a pale light onto the steps and the red and yellow painted wooden fold-up seats. Roy wasn't there to sit and mope. He wanted to chase away the gloom that had been troubling him all evening. 72 steps to the back of the stand. Roy took them in threes, 24 strides as fast as he could, legs burning, chest imploding, then a slow jog down, slow as he could, because as soon as he hit the bottom step, it was hard up the steps again, faster the second time, feeling his legs seizing up. Roy did a set of 10 ups and downs before he sat at the back of the main stand and allowed himself to look around Mell Park. That was proper training. Roy smiled. He had some reasons to be happy. So that is Scouted, Roy of the Rovers. And if you enjoyed that, you can download the whole book for free. And there's information later on this webpage about that. You can also download for free the graphic novel. So this is a novel, so it's fiction. This is a graphic novel, so it's like a comic book. You can download that for free as well off the same page. And if you read this first and then read this, it's like a story in order.